Nicholas Cowell, well, he can throw close to 80 metres, but Ehammer has got such a big advantage now after that vault, consolidating his lead. Now we turn our attention briefly to the track with the men's 400 metre semi-finals.
Yes, so really interesting to see. Obviously, some athletes, this is the start of their competition. This is Kijanovic on the outside, so he's one of those who made it through from the heats. A new lifetime best you can see this year of 45.59. Alexander Doom, he was automatically advanced through to this round. You can see very close to his PB in 2022. Belgian supporters here in the stadium. Matt Hudson-Smith, though, whose medal tally has certainly increased this year. He's been talking a lot about how he's matured as an athlete since he was running 44 seconds, age 19, and kind of didn't know what hit him. And now far more experience and wants to try and get medals. Chris O'Donnell having a good year, part of the Irish team that was in the final of the mixed relay at the World Championships in Eugene. Ricky Petrucciani looked impressive in the heats, the 2019 European Under-20 bronze medalist. Best of 45.02. That was a big breakthrough race for him. Patrick Sorm, the Czech athletes. We were mentioning yesterday how he's kind of taken over the mantle as the best Czech 400 runner from Pavel Maslak these days. Sorm was fifth at the World Indoors. And then Gustav Lundholm Nielsen of Denmark on the inside. So fairly easy qualification from the heats, but as often is the case, it gets much tougher in the semis. Nielsen of Denmark, Sorm of the Czech Republic, Petrucciani then of Switzerland, O'Donnell the Irishman, Hudson-Smith of Great Britain, Doom of Belgium, Kijanovic of Serbia, and Coelho of Portugal on the outside, fresh from winning his first national senior title this year. So top two going through automatically, and then two-time qualifiers. Matt Hudson-Smith, world bronze, Commonwealth silver on home soil. He's already the European gold medalist, but could he retain that title here in Munich, having been second at the championships previously behind his teammate Martin Rooney? Hudson-Smith and Doom battling here. Is it going to be these two fresher athletes? But look at Petrucciani. O'Donnell trying to come past. Coelho finishing nicely on the outside, but yes, it is Hudson-Smith from Petrucciani. Sub 45 seconds ahead of the final indeed. That's really impressive from Matthew Hudson-Smith. Busy summer for him, but he's keen to really maximise this season and the next few years of his career, saying that when he perhaps finally got that British record off of Ewan Thomas running 44.35 in Eugene, he didn't realise it was a British record until the stadium announcer there, Catherine Merry, told him about it. And actually, he'd rather get those medals rather than just times, he says. 44.98 given as officially Petrucciani. In the end, it was reasonably clear for him in second place. Hudson-Smith looking composed.
Hudson-Smith looking very strong indeed. Of course, picking up a medal in Eugene. Nicely done from the Briton. Only man in this race under 45 seconds, so very well done to Hudson-Smith. Petrucciani coming through the first round yesterday morning, looking very, very impressive indeed, and Coelho takes third. Coelho having to wait and see whether he goes through was one of the fastest non-automatic qualifiers.
Yeah, next heat coming up in a few minutes' time, which will feature Kevin Borlée, and the third will feature Dylan Borlée and Davide Ray. There we go, the proverbial hot seat. Coelho and Sean.
I don't think there's anything proverbial in these conditions. It's probably sizzling down there. I certainly want
the sizzling seat. Well, yeah. I mean, it's...
I just wonder whether they've got any shade at all.
Alliterative, but doesn't have that much ring to it.
You sure about that? So from the outside, it's Maciej Krysek, Czech Republic. Now a famous name in this Olympic stadium, not perhaps no relation, Lionel Spitz. Of course, it's Mark Spitz just around the corner at the Olympiahalle, who won 7 swimming gold medals here. Kevin Borlée, former European champion, 12 years ago now. Gosh, doesn't time fly, but he's still going strong. And has been running well this season, running in the low 45s, his best running for a number of years. Great Britain, Northern Ireland's Alex Haydock-Wilson has improved this year to 45.08. Didn't have too many good runs in Eugene. Looking here for perhaps just a little bit of redemption. This is Thomas Hordier, stalwart often of the French relay squads. Karol Zalowski, talking about stalwarts of relay squads. Zalowski has been such an important figure in some of the Polish successes of recent years. There's Eduardo Scotti. Great under-20 career. Now looking to make his transition at 22 years of age into senior success. And on his inside, Inaki Canal. 2022 World Indoor Relay silver medalist, part of the Spanish team that did so well in Belgrade.
On your marks.
So they settle down into the blocks. It's Canal of Spain, Scotti, Italy, Zalowski, Poland, Hordier, France, Haydock-Wilson, Great Britain of Northern Ireland, Borlée of Belgium, Spitz of Switzerland, and on the outside, Krysek of Czech Republic. Well, it's a good start from Zalowski, and also running well Spitz. So it's the Pole in lane 3 and the Swiss runner in lane 7 who are making the running at this stage. Zalowski almost up on the shoulder of Haydock-Wilson on his outside. Haydock-Wilson now starting to respond, but it's Zalowski. Zalowski still in front as they're coming into the home straight. Spitz easing back, and it's Hordier now who's come through very well. So as they're coming down the home straight, it's Zalowski, Hordier attacking. Only 2 places to go through as of right. And Haydock-Wilson times his finish to perfection. It's going to be France through Thomas Hordier and Britain through Alex Haydock-Wilson, who take the 2 automatic places. And after leading for so much of that race, Zalowski of Poland will have to wait and see whether he's fast enough to go through after that 3rd place finish. Personal best for Thomas Hordier, 45.37 for the Frenchman. Zalowski at the moment, well, he's got one of the places in the hot seat. He bounces out Somme. spits, bounces out Coelho. So there's a quick change in the hot seat, but there's no doubt at all that was a terrific finish from Thomas Hordier, putting on the afterburners from 50 metres out.
Yeah, one of the more impressive athletes in yesterday's heats. And then Hayden Wilson, someone who is fresher. Remember, he was disappointed after the mixed relay at the World Championships, but then really found some good form and smashes lifetime best to continue the decent season he's having. Zalewski, not the best season for him, but maintaining his place as we see Kevin Bourlet there. Frustration for him. So that's the second out of 3 semi-finals.
Yes, Kevin Bourlet turning the clock back to 2:10, along with his brother, was the leading athlete in Europe over one lap of the track. Now has had to hand over the mantle to many others, including Matthew Hudson-Smith. And we were talking about that British record of 44:35, just digressing from watching Thomas Hordier leave the track. Hudson-Smith, I'm just wondering whether this is actually going to be
decent couple of hours for the Italians, with the Zoglami brothers looking strong a few moments ago. In the steeplechase heats, Desta still in decathlon medal contention. Expecting to see Davide Ray in this third and final semi-final of the men's 400. Patrick Schneider of Germany on the outside. They're respectable 45-44 this year. Leah Martin, Bonavassia, Olympic finalist, had a fantastic competition in Tokyo, if you remember. Season of his life, really, improving to 44-48, new national record. Olympic 4x4 silver. Obviously, they've got a great quartet as well, whether it's mixed or just men's or just women's. Nahal Sorin Dringo. Looks like he's swimming as he puts on his not goggles. Davide Ray, perhaps not the best year for him, but 44.77 his PB, set in 2019. Won the European Team Championships Super League that year. Dylan Bourlet. Every time I see a Bourlet in the 400 metres, I feel like I need to savour the moment, because heaven forbid there should be one day where we should watch a 400 where there won't be Bourlets involved. Kevin is the fastest Belgian this year, actually, who we just saw go out there, and Dylan very, very close, just 700ths of a second between them. Pavel Mazlek, when we talk about heroic 400 runners, the 400 Hall of Fame, if you like, you've got to have Mazlek there as well. 3-time European indoor and world indoor champion. Gilles Biron of France then on the inside in lane 1. So this is a fairly tough semi-final, but this year these men haven't all performed at their best. So semi-final number 3, Biron, Mazlek, Dylan Bourlet, Ray, Dringo, Bonavassia, Schneider and Lobo Vidal. Missed the introduction of him. He equalled the Danish national record in qualification. A mark from 2013, 45.50 from Nick Eklund Adenanda. So maybe he can now break that record. Well, the reason we missed his introduction is because he doesn't start. That would be why. Well, sometimes that you might think the camera had come to the athlete in lane 7 first, but look along there and he clearly isn't there. Very exhausted looking Zalewski. I don't think he's head in his hands because of the potential faulty or false starts. Really is pretty hot out there. 25 degrees, but very humid, and the sun shining directly into the stadium.
The athletes line up behind your blocks, please.
So Schneider will get a yellow card. So he resettles and refocuses ahead of this third semi-final. First and second go through automatically to that final, and then 2 time qualifiers. At the moment, the time to look out for 45.52 and 45.56 for Zalewski and Spitz, who we can see waiting there. And those are pretty good times as well for European semi-finals. Biron, Maslach, Borlée, Ray, Dringo, Bonavacia, and then Schneider, who just received that warning. Now, here we go. Davide Ray going nicely in the centre, just far. Dylan Borlée trying to track him in the white of Belgium on his inside. There are these two. So Davide Ray, someone who has been fairly decent this year, 45.8, but maybe starting to come into form better than he was in the World Championships. Bonavacia with the shades, looking cool though. Biron battling nicely. It's going to be Bonavacia for sure, and then Dylan Borlée from Biron, who finished really nicely. 45.42, the winning time there for Bonavacia. So some bit slower than Hudson Smith, but crucially we'll have a look at the time for third place, because I think it will be so far back that Zalewski and Spitz will go through. Yes, they do. So able to share that moment together. We did it, bro. And Biron, unfortunately for him, even though it was very close to Dylan Borlée, he won't advance through to that final. Neither will Schneider.
And nor Davide Ray, who a few years ago was Europe's #1 over 1 lap of the track, a man who's run under 45 seconds, but not quite in that form either. So as we just look at a replay of the race, Bonavacia, well, is he the man who can potentially challenge Matthew Hudson-Smith? I don't see many challenges to Matthew Hudson-Smith after that rather imperious first semi-final win. They didn't need telling. They were experienced enough to know that they've squeezed themselves through as fastest non-automatic qualifiers into the final. So Karol Zalewski and the young Lionel Spitz get to run again. And in the case of Spitz, it'll be his third outing in the 400 metres. He's gone through from having been an unseeded runner. Now, Simon Ehammer, he's gone clear at a personal best of 5:20. As I said, I wonder if that will be reflected upon as the gold medal, the moment the gold medal was won, but that brings the bar down at 5:30. 3 failures at 5:30, and Simon Ehammer departs the pole vault, but leads the decathlon competition with 2 events still to come. A little bit later on today, the javelin, and then the climax, the 1,500 metres. Will that be a 3 3/4 lap victory performance for Simon Ehammer?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the strong second days of some other athletes, but doing very well so far. So here are the results of the men's 400 metres. 44.98 for Hudson Smith. Look at that back to Jordier. New lifetime best for him, Bonavacia. I'm sure he'll be a strong medal contender. 2 Brits in the final there.
I got the impression there was still something left in the tank from Bonavacia. Nevertheless, Matthew Hudson-Smith did look really like the outstanding gold medal favourite.